Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming. I am your dungeon master and host, Manny, aka the GrowedUpGeek, and we are here bringing you episode 2, hopefully without technical problems. Thank you, AT&T, for once. Of Twilight Malediction, our Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. Episode 2 tonight is going to be titled "The Long and Snowy Road." Where we left off last week, the players were escorting Kessel, the charming, roguish smuggler, not reminiscent of somebody else from fanfiction, from Luskan to eventually Bryn Shander. He stopped along the way, made a couple of shady deals on his own, and got the party to rest at something that appeared to be like a smuggler's cabin off the road. And while the players were there and overnight, they were attacked, dragging Kessel into the woods with Baldr heroically in tow. And that's basically where we'll pick it up. We will start with player and character introductions for this evening. Let's start up at the top with Dustin. Dustin, who are you playing tonight? Hold on. That's going to be me. All right, try it again. Is it you or is it me?
Hi,
Okay, there we go.
I'm Kelroth. I'm a half-elf cleric. I am it's a regular sort of guy, bearded half-elf. There you go.
Nice. All right, mysterious. Lovely.
It is.
We will go down. We will take Tenta for the block. Go ahead and tell us about Jaatuuli.
I am Jaatuuli. I am a lizard worshipper of cryogen and a barbarian.
Sorry.
I eat faces.
Nice. Oh yeah, you like literally. You absolutely ate what? A bandit's face?
Yeah, a bandit's face. I ate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. It sounded like a watermelon crunching. All the way down to the bottom, let's go to Landon and his gnome Orryn.
So Orryn is a artificer. He's a rock gnome. He went to Silvery Moon. He's very adventurous, and he's very excited to meet all of his new friends.
Woo!
Yeah, nice. The friends that we made along the way were the real adventure.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see it when you have to roll initiative later if that's true. All right, and for last and not least, Lewis, tell us about Baldr.
I am Baldr, and I am playing a monk, and he is a little mysterious still, and everything still has yet to be seen for Baldr.
All right. Episode 2, you guys don't know each other, so mystery's probably in everybody's best interest.
Mysteries abound.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. We're already jumping on the Mysteries of Candlekeep thing. You're going to steal from us. All right. So, like I said, as we begin this evening, the long and snowy road, the party, Kelroth, Jaatuuli, and Orryn are on the porch of the smuggler's cabin in the middle of the woods. Kessel has been dragged off into the brush with Baldr in tow. And without really getting a look at what had dragged Kessel into the brush, once the commotion and the rustling stopped, the party minus Baldr had the appearance of 2 blink dogs in front of them, which I still have. Ta-da. Blink dogs appear, growling, snarling, and let's go ahead and have everybody roll initiative to start the evening.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, ooh. I rolled a natural 20.
All right.
Yay!
Just gonna go and put you at the top, unless somebody. Oh, the monk could definitely beat you.
Well, it's,
Oh, no.
it's a natural 20 minus 2, so
Oh,
18.
all right. Oh, that
makes
actually
me
does
tired.
that actually does change something.
Yeah, people can beat that. They don't even need to roll a 20.
Yeah. Tenta, what'd you get, buddy?
I'm on 18.
All right, cool.
I'll go last.
Baldr.
That's a big 10 for me.
Ooh.
I
And-
also got a 10.
You were in self-contemplation during initiative.
I
Oh,
tripped.
plus you've got a whole little thing anyway because you're kind of off in the brush.
I tripped and fell.
So we're actually going to do Orryn just ahead of you because, and then all right. So the blink dogs, both kind of phase into existence, fading in, glowing eyes to start, forming into this kind of visceral, fey-looking dog that begins to snarl and bark. They are about 25 feet in front of the 3 party members on the porch.
Thought you were gonna be like they're 25 feet long. I'm like, oh god.
Their stealth checks would have been a lot easier. What are you guys, drunk? How do you miss these things?
Wow.
Yeah, Terraston just like squeezes by. So the first one is going to close on Jaatuuli, run up and make a vicious bite and jump together. It's going to roll a 6. Not right.
Whiff.
Not even going to get done. Do you expertly dodge? Or are you more nimble? Like you nimble for a big man? Yeah, right.
I'm nimble and leathery, so it's a
Okay.
good combination.
All right, so you'll duck out of the way as it kind of goes flying by. Kelroth next to act.
Me.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well then, I will. So one of the dogs came running at us, right?
Yeah. It's if you guys, depending on how you wanted to do it, I figured shoulder to shoulder if there was an order, and if Jaatuuli was in front of you or in the middle, then one of them would be, technically 2 squares, 1 up, 1 over, and then one of them is still 25 feet into the yard.
Okay. I forgot. I never actually asked, but I'm going to perform the help action.
Okay.
I'm going to draw my shield and attempt to distract the blink dog, sort of like draw its attention to me
Okay.
in order to help Jaatuuli grant him advantage on his next attack against the dog.
Okay. So what? You just kind of poke at it like with your shield and
Yeah, just like getting in its face with a shield, trying to make it like it attacked at Jaatuuli, but now I'm like getting at it, so like because and like get his attention. I don't have a weapon, so I pull out my shield, and that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. So the dog kind of gives a spin and everything. Conveniently enough, Jaatuuli next to act. Look how that works.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, nice.
So when you
Yeah.
attack, you get advantage.
Sweet. I love advantage, especially because I'm dual wielding,
Oh,
and that just makes me happy. All right, I'll go ahead and step up to the blink dog and take a swing at him with my axes. I got a 12 and an 8. Oh wait, I forgot. I have advantage.
you have advantage.
So yeah, I got an 18 on the second attack.
Yeah, that's
That
gonna
one
be
has
good.
no modifier though.
That is totally going to work.
All right. Chop.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for damage. How much?
Just 3.
3.
Just got him at the tip.
Nice. So yeah, so you'll kind of clip it with what, great axe, something like that.
I got 2 hand axes.
Okay. it makes a little yelp, but nothing too concerning. It seems ever determined and kind of focused back on you. The other one is going to charge the man with the shield. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And
I know I'm the first one hit.
you're the
First
cleric.
blood.
And it's going to do a big whopping 1 damage.
Ow! I'm dying. I'm on the floor. No. Okay. I'm okay.
I'm mildly inconvenienced.
It pinches you a little bit with its paws.
Ow, stop it.
I fall on the ground unconscious. Okay.
I cast Play Possum.
Yeah.
So the dog's going to give you like a little nip. It's still kind of intimidated. You did kind of poke at it with the shield. It knows you're not the quickest pushover. All right. Now we're going to move to Baldr, who is a considerable distance away in the brush.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the party and the dogs kind of going at it in the yard, and the rustling and Kessel screaming have stopped. You cannot see him. There's no more rustling in the bushes. There's no more growling. There's no more dragging. So you know, like the spot in the woods where you last kind of saw him get dragged to, but you hear the rest of the party over here in combat.
Okay. How close was I to like basically like the rustling bush as you'd think about it?
It would be kind of like a wall of brush that you might be able to push through. You can't really see probably 6 feet off the ground, but it'd probably be about 20 feet to like the wall of brush. And that's just to where it begins. It could be like a hedge. It could be just some vines, but it's growth, and it basically obscures your view of anything behind it.
All right. I guess I'd like to at least push into the bush, like the first layer of the bushes.
Okay.
I guess move the 20 feet, and then if I like see anything like going the next 10, say.
Okay. So you'll push through the brush. It's kind of like dead hanging leaves, some vines, nothing too dense. On the other side, you see a clear like trail through fallen leaves of where somebody had been dragged, and kind of under a bush sitting up, not looking too great, but definitely alive. You see Kessel kind of sitting there terrified, kind of checking himself out to make sure he's okay.
All right. I will, Kessel, is that you?
Yeah, it just snatched me. It just snatched me. I don't know what happened.
Can you walk?
Can I ever walk? I'm fine. Go worry about your friends. I'll be all right. I always am.
Are you sure?
Yes. Go. Don't worry about me.
All right, then I guess I will turn around and use my action to dash 30 feet back towards the house.
Okay, I gotta do some math. All right. At the end of your turn, in the sense, you're going to be through the last level of brush, and you are going to be able to see what's going on with everybody in the yard. You're not in the bushes, you're not in the trees or anything. You're in the clearing where you can see everything that's going on now. All right, Orryn.
So Orryn is going to kind of take a step to the side to get a clearer shot at the blink dog in front of Jaatuuli. and he's going to pull out a tool that looks a little bit like a miniature cannon and cast firebolt through it to shoot out a kind of like a firebomb.
Okay.
And I rolled a 2 on the die, so 8 total. I don't think that hit.
No, I'm much more concerned that you're okay.
So he's just like fumbling with it, and like it just fires off. And Orryn's like, "Oops, that didn't hit where it's supposed to." And then kind of like grins, looking at the, hoping no one saw it.
So,
And that's
so with your low roll, you're saying it did go off. Yes, it went off. It just missed horribly.
yeah, it's firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your errant firebolt does land in the yard, and if it weren't for the kind of damp ground and snowy, wintry conditions here, you could have started a brush fire. Just
Made a little puddle in the snow.
Smokey the Bear would be disappointed in you right now. You're not doing
You got a
anything to
little
prevent forest fires.
Black mark in the snow.
All right, back to the top. The blink dog in front of Jaatuuli is going to take another vicious bite. An 18.
That hits.
And you are going to take 3 points of damage.
Ouch! That son of
Bad doggy.
Oh God, he's dying.
That's
Ouch!
that. Kelroth.
Yes, I am probably just gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna try and distract the dog in order to give Jaatuuli advantage on attacking the dog.
Okay. Love it. Like I said, works out really well. Jaatuuli, you're up, buddy, with advantage because your cleric is poking at a dog with a shield again.
All right. This time I'm motivated. So I'll
I
take
mean it.
swings at him with my axes. I'm not motivated enough on the first. And second one, I got a 16.
Yes, that will find purchase.
All right. Another 3 points of damage. Having a hard time with this blink dog.
All right, man. Slow and steady wins the race. Hopefully, we'll see. All right. The blink dog in front of Orryn is going to take a little bite. Or no, it's wait. No, it's in front of Kelroth. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's got.
Yes, yeah, I'm the one that's distracting. Yeah.
It's going to be a 14 to hit.
No, I block it with my shield.
Nice. Pitting one and deterring another at the same time. Very nice. All right, Baldr, you are going to be about 60 feet from the blink dog closest to you.
Then I guess what I am going to do is move 30 feet and throw a dart at the one that is closest to me. Like basically like a running discus throw at this poor blink dog with just a metal dart right into its side.
I mean, don't sympathize with it. It's not poor. It's attacking you. It's not a victim here.
You know, I have all creatures are okay. All creatures are living.
All right, I didn't mean to interrupt your role play. I'm sorry. All right, throw your dart at the animal, then, nature boy.
So that is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
All right. So 7 points of damage.
Oh, nice. And I'm gonna admit that was supposed to be Orryn's turn, but sorry, buddy. I'm shitty with note taking. All right, it is Orryn's turn. It was supposed to be, but you're still far away. So,
quick question: is there any way I can move so that I could be within 5 feet of the 2 blink dogs, but not within 5 feet of Jaatuuli or Kelroth?
so it would be. Like I said, this is going to be backwards, probably how you see it on the camera. So I'm sorry, but it's going to go the 2 party members, the 2 blink dogs. So in order to be 5 feet from one of them, you could be on the side of either one or behind either one. And then if you're behind them, you would be more than 5 feet away because it would be the square with the monster and then the square with the other person. And if you're on the side, technically you're more than 5 feet away because you can't move diagonally 1 over 1 down. So
as long as I'm behind one of the blink dogs, I can target both of them with a 5-foot radius attack. Then
yes.
I'm gonna cast Sword Burst. I'm gonna move behind one of the blink dogs and cast Sword Burst.
Okay.
And they both need to make a DC 14 Dex save.
Ooh, dogs are nimble.
Well, I've been rolling poorly, so
Make the dogs roll.
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. So the first one, which is the one in front of Jaatuuli, is gonna make his save. The one in front of Kelroth is going to fail. Is this an all or nothing, or does the one that passed still take half damage?
It's all or nothing.
Okay.
All
So
it's 4 force damage then.
4. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Blink Dog 2 on the board for damage. The first one having avoided your sword burst.
Sword burst. Yes.
Sword burst.
Sword burst.
Okay. Seems extra annoyed. It's going to spin around in its place and take a nip at Orryn. Oh man. 18 to hit.
The 18 AC. Yep, that's a hit.
And a big 2 damage. So the D20 hot, the damage die not so much.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, that saving throw thing was where I think I was gonna make that. These dogs are saving throws. All right, Kelroth, back to you, buddy. Up top.
All right. Just 1 second. Okay. I'm going to. I'll just do the same thing. To the dog that's in front of Jaatuuli so that he can get advantage on attacking it. Just keep distracting it.
All right.
There you go.
The agitator. Jaatuuli, your boy's over there agitating. Let's
All right.
ponder, buddy.
With the choppy. All right. I got a 15 on the first chop
Yep, that'll do it.
and a 19 on the second chop.
Both of them will do it.
Ooh, there you go. Double chop.
Finally.
There we go. So we got 8 from the first chop and 5 from the second chop.
All right, go ahead and tell me how you finish this once vicious animal, probably now pile of goo off.
If he's facing the other direction,
Yeah.
I chop down one into his spine and drag him on over. And when he gets closer to me, I take the second one and just push it straight down into the top of his head.
The guys from Mortal Kombat are online too. They would like to speak.
Hopefully
with
they
you.
see this.
All right, so one blink dog now split like a pig and perpendicularly chopped. Yeah. All right, man. Cool. All right, barbarian indeed. The second one, quite determined now, despite what its fate appears to be. We'll take another chomp at Kelroth for an 11.
Nah,
Nope.
I got my shield up.
And all right, so bite averted. We'll do the correct order of initiative this time, so we'll go to Orryn.
Orryn will cast Sword Burst again. So DC 14 Dex save.
And it's going to fail.
Awesome.
Wow.
6 damage.
Heck yeah.
Worse.
All right. The blink dog appears to look kind of confused and isolated, that it doesn't want perhaps more to do with what's going on and appears to be looking for a potential exit. Baldr, it's your turn.
Has he moved any closer to me, or is he still?
He's probably
Fill
backed
up
up.
at me, right?
Yeah, he's backed up from you. Probably taking a step or two back. Towards you, no.
All right, then I guess I'm gonna move as close to it as I can, just to
Okay.
finish it off, so it doesn't get away.
All right.
And then I'm going to basically just try and do basically just like a staff strike, just come down straight at the back of the neck.
All right. Hopefully merciful for you, but okay. Jaatuuli's disappointed.
Not so hot on the dice tonight. That is a 14 to hit.
Yeah, gets it done.
All right, that'll hit. And then having connected with the staff, I would like to also hit it with an unarmored attack while I'm just kind of like kick it right in the side as I'm doing it.
All right.
Oof. And 8. I know that one misses. So
yeah.
just the staff. The staff will hit. And that's going to be two-handed, since I am jumping and coming down on it.
Like Donatello.
Yeah, pretty much. That is 5 points of damage.
All right. After smacking like the literal shit out of it with the back end of your staff, it makes an absolute move to kind of run away. And as it does, Kessel appears from the brush, brandishing a magic wand. And he takes a big shot with it and says, "Take this, you blinking bastards," and shoots the wand that appears to be, if anybody is familiar with magic missile, looks like a wand of magic missile, and hits the blink dog, killing it. He looks pretty bad. He's pretty cut up. His leg, his good one, is pretty chewed up, but otherwise still seems pretty roguish, pretty charming. And as he kind of stumbles his way over, gives the blink dog a good kick. Don't tell Valin Harple I used her wand of magic missile. It fell off the wagon. Everybody got that?
Of course.
Sure. Yeah.
Jaatuuli sees nothing.
Orryn has seen a very cool object, but I'll try to keep it a secret for you. You've been a great help to us, but I would like to see that wand sometime if you don't mind.
Yes. Here, I believe it's out of charges. And he hands you the wand. He's already got to say it's been stolen, so what does he care? It's like a metallic silver, with these kind of waves that end in a fist at the end of it. And as he gives it to you, hey, be careful with that. I don't know that it's out of charges, so don't go point it at your eye or anything.
Orryn's like a kid on Christmas. He's just like examining it and like trying to figure it out, investigating it.
So Kessel kind of, is everybody okay? You guys all right? That was kind of a big deal. Hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, we're fine. Are you okay?
I'll be all right. I've had worse.
Like, how injured is he?
If I could quantify it.
Well, I mean,
No.
it doesn't like. Does he look like he needs healing, or is he gonna survive?
Most of his wounds are kind of like bite marks at the ankle from where it grabbed him, and then kind of scrapes and bruises from being dragged through the woods. Not necessarily that he was mauled by the dog.
Okay. All right. Well, I just tell him, I'm like, Kessel, I have the ability to heal, so if you need some healing, you let me know. But I can save it in case there's more dog things gonna attack us. I could hold on to it.
I've got some things in the sled. I'll be all right. Make sure everybody else is okay, and if it's all right with you, I've had enough excitement of being here. I'm ready to go when you are.
You did get a full sleep, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm good to go. I don't feel like we should stay here.
Yeah.
Jaatuuli was bit right there.
Oh no, Jaatuuli, are you okay?
Stings.
Oh.
You were really cool in this fight as well. I know with the bandits, you bit the one guy's face off, and now you were able to take out a blink dog. You were a very promising ally.
Thank you. Killing is a joy.
It certainly seems that way.
Oh man, that's a bumper sticker right there that Kessel's getting on the back of the wagon. So Kessel instructs you to grab anything from within the cabin, makes kind of preparations for him and the axe beaks to be departed, turns the wagon around to face out, and is just waiting on everybody to enter the cart and get back on the road.
Yes, I'm gonna go and collect that bag of 1,000 platinum I left in the house. Who knew? No.
And a Picasso, you said. Wow.
What? No. Yeah. I mean, I think we're all good unless like anyone needs anything. Is there? I'm just gonna like check. On the blink dogs, I don't think I've ever seen one before, but on these dogs, is there any marks or symbols, anything that would like, just anything out of the ordinary?
You do notice
Did they have collars on or anything?
they do have collars.
Oh.
For whatever that means, you would take it to mean that they are not feral wild creatures, that at some
Right.
point they
Yeah.
belong to somebody. How long ago? Who knows? But they definitely came from somewhere as opposed to just wandering wild animals.
Is there anything on the collars? Like, is there like a name like Scruffy or something?
They don't have a name or anything. The leather work on the collars looks a little more impressive than you might expect for some hermit or something who kept this as an oddity.
Okay, I'll just like mention to the group that like, yeah, you can kind of see these dogs have collars on, so either they're dogs that like they got away from their owners and they went wild, or these are like somebody sent dogs after us or after this place or maybe after Kessel, so we should maybe pay, just keep our eyes out because it looks like Maybe we got trouble. Other than that, I guess I'm good to go. We probably should get going.
Orryn stands by Baldr and Jaatuuli and says, even if there is trouble, I'm sure these two guys can help us out a whole lot. They've really proven themselves. So I think we're safe.
Yeah, they have. You've done well. I'm glad that the Arcane Brotherhood for once seems to have their ducks in a row. All right, get in the damn wagon. Let's go. What's the order for
I'm aboard.
for everybody sitting?
I guess I'll just sit in the same spot.
Okay.
In the front with Kessel.
All right, you in the front.
I'm in the back, rear facing.
Okay, and then Baldr and Orryn.
We'll be in the middle.
Okay. So you set off in the morning or the late-ish morning. Kessel seems pretty intent on heading out. It's a short little jaunt back to the main road, the Northern Means, the Northern Means. It's not too long when you're on the road when you really start to notice how cold it is. At this point in the day, the sun's been up for a little while. You should expect it to be warm. The breeze off of the water, which will be coming from the southwest, the left-hand side of the wagon, is especially bitter. And you start to notice signs of more and more unseasonal weather, considering the time of year says it's the middle of the summer. It's way colder for this region than it should be. There shouldn't be snow here. And it's really starting to get cold. All right. You have a relatively uneventful day of traveling. Kessel seems to be okay from his wounds. Drank a potion, put some salve on what wounds he did have in the ride. The axe beaks, they do a lot of the work. As you begin to make the turn north on the 10 trail, which will be the second road you have to take to Icewind Dale, and with Hundlestone on the way, the weather's definitely turned. It is winter everywhere else if this was anywhere else in the world, you would call it winter. It's snowing, it's gray. The mountains in front of you and then the black clouds behind it definitely give it this dreary, ominous feel to it, on top of it being bitter cold. As you continue down the road, probably a dozen or so humanoids appear to be blocking the road. They appear almost nude, sometimes completely nude. They look terrible. They're gaunt. They have parts of flesh missing from what you would expect to be frostbite. Some of them are missing fingers, and they stand in the road defiantly naked, despite the fact that it's probably 20 degrees Fahrenheit currently. Kessel turns around. Check out this lot, as he kind of slows the axe beaks towards the people so as not to run over them. One of them shouts, "Only those who suffer shall receive her blessing. Her resolve is greater than ours. Submission is our only choice. Praise be Auril. May she deliver us from our decadent ways." And he produces a bucket from behind him and pours water on himself in this freezing cold, and does his best to fight a shiver.
Do I know who Auril is?
Give me a history check.
Where is it? History. 16.
You would know her as a demigod of winter. She's newer to the like kind of lower tier pantheon. Almost just kind of recently achieving demigoddess status, coinciding with about the beginning of the curse. So for about 2 years, she's been on the radar of people in the arcane know or people in the divine know.
Okay. Are they? Do they seem to be paying any mind to us? Are they preaching at us, or are they just kind of doing their own thing?
They're,
Soapbox.
yeah, I mean, they're preaching at you the same way the crazy person in the street preaches at you.
Okay. Okay.
It's for attention to a message, but you're also the only ones on the road. So if you weren't there, would they probably be screaming it? Yeah, because they're devoted. If you are there, it's great because now they have somebody to talk to.
I'm kind of just gonna whisper to Kessel. I'm like, we should just like coast right on by, I think.
We should run them over.
Well, let's not incite their wrath, so to speak, but
They have no weapons. Their wrath is meaningless.
right, but
Kessel's going to turn around. We good? We're just going to go.
Been very. Orryn kind of blows some air into his hands and says, "Yeah, let's get away from these guys. I don't want any part of that."
All right, everybody, hold on. He gives like one of the reins guiding the axe beaks like a special little tug, and the largest one in the front starts squawking in an exceptionally vicious manner. It's an 8-foot tall, 300-pound bird who's squawking ferociously at these naked lunatics. And as he does so, huh?
Jaatuuli's enjoying this. He's sitting back there like,
as he does this, the wagon starts to move forward ever so slowly, and once it gets up to an axe beak trot, people start to move out of the way. But as you clear, like actually go through the crowd, they're pounding on the side of the wagon. You know, they're cursing at you. You will know only suffering. You will never gather her blessing. None of you are worthy, for death will be your future. And Kessel just kind of just goes, they just get crazier every year and just kind of continues along. They keep screaming, you know, the same 5-6 phrases over and over again as you continue up on the trail.
Random question. Did you keep the wand, or did you give it back to Kessel?
Oh, Orryn is holding on to that wand, and this whole trip he's kind of like playing with it.
So you still have the wand
at the moment.
Don't point at your face.
Yeah, I don't know. After we pass, I just say, you know, even when people, you know, are crazy like that, you know, there's crazy things that happen. You don't really want to incur the wrath of any god specifically, at least based on my studies.
I worship a dragon. I don't fear invisible men.
Well, or women in this case. Well, all right. I mean, we're going into winter, and I believe Orryn is sort of a goddess or maybe a lesser god of winter. It's a good way to get in trouble, I would say. If anything, I mean, if this is an unnatural winter, maybe she has something to do with it. It's just a small little thing, but like, you never know.
We shall see.
So you continue along. The road begins to turn to a pretty steep ascent as you really climb into the last leg of the trip to Bridgeshander, but also really start climbing the spine of the world. These large mountains separate Icewind Dale as a region from the rest of Faerun. They are some of the tallest mountains on the continent, and this is probably one of the more dangerous roads during regular periods of history, made ever so much more treacherous by the weather that usually doesn't affect the roads at this time of the year. Kessel's sled, wagon, axe beak setup seems to do quite well, and even though it seems his enchantments are still present, the speed of travel has slowed significantly from the open roads of just outside of Luskan. Snow begins to fall, and despite it being mid-afternoon, a little after, it's twilight dark. It is not, for at any time of the year, a natural state of darkness. What appeared to be storm clouds on the other side of the mountain when you were further away now appear much more unnatural and much more like sinister in its darkness and appearance.
How long has the trip been so far? Have we like had a chance to like touch up our wounds, or are we still?
For your trip will have been probably getting on 6 hours now.
Okay.
Could have got a short rest in on that time.
Sure. Like I said, the only thing you really encountered today on the road were the religious fanatics.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're riding in a turbo. Bird
Yeah,
drum wagon.
I'm not gonna use my hit die for 1 hit point, so I'm okay.
Morgan Freeman narration. He would not be okay. No, just kidding.
Oh, no.
It's not funny when I say it. So as the snow begins to fall and the road becomes notably steeper, Kessel even starts to get like really bundled up into a huge fur-lined coat that between the height of the hood and his kind of stockiness, he almost appears to be like the size of a human as opposed to a stocky dwarf who's shaped like a fire hydrant. The wind is blowing, your eyes sting, the tips of your fingers are starting to get a little numb. It's brutal. Just when, it starts to really get dark, Kessel points out into the distance. Look, it's Hundlestone. We're almost there.
Excellent. I'm tired of riding in this wagon.
How do I know anything about Handlestone? Like, is it a big town? Is it a city? Is it like?
It is a settlement carved into like a cavern in the mountain that provides both a like last major stop to Icewind Dale, as well as kind of a trade hub. It's a dwarven city that has an extensive network of tunnels through the mountains that may end up in anywhere. A secret known to the dwarves who inhabit it. So off in the distance, at the rate you're traveling, it appears that it's probably still a good hour away, even though you can see it. That's how slow your travel has become. Like I said, it's a rock fortress carved into what appears to be a large cavern, with kind of towers adjoining it, and then, as best you can see, plenty of lights and even a touch of what appears to be smoke or steam escaping the cavern opening as you get closer. Kessel's going to turn around. Don't worry. We'll be very well taken care of. I know the dwarf who runs this joint. We go way back. And you see this wry little smile on his face, and a real determined look, just because it's getting cold. Nobody wants to be out in this, and he's going to do his best to make sure you get there as quickly as possible.
Orryn says, I'd be more than glad to let you take care of all of that for us with this cold weather.
Don't worry, my little friend. When we get there, we're going to be so well taken care of, you probably won't even have to walk.
That is preferable.
So the last couple of hour or two drag by. It for you knowing that you're moving, it does not appear to get closer. It eventually does. And as you kind of come up to the opening of the cavern, you notice nobody really there, or any kind of thing going on outside as Kessel pulls down the main avenue, which is probably about 60 feet wide, and goes as deep into the cavern as you can see. Stone buildings, very well crafted, appear to be dwarven, are the side of the mountains, and a real humid heat that is a very stark contrast to the outside because of large geothermal vents kind of scattered about the cabin, or the cavern. Sorry. Kessel pulls the wagon to a stop, and just kind of looks around and doesn't see much activity.
Is a Handlestone normally like this? I'm asking Kessel.
No, I haven't been here in years. I imagine our large friend here came through here not too long ago. It didn't look like this when you were here, did it, big guy?
I kind of went around. I wasn't paying much attention. To be honest, I was hunting.
Wait, have we seen nobody? Like not even guards or nothing?
There's activity.
Okay.
Nobody, like, often, like the distance, you hear clamoring. There's things going on. There's candles and torches lit. But thus far, like, nobody has engaged you or been in real close proximity to you and the wagon.
Kessel, do you know where we might park this guy and maybe find a place to rest?
My friend who runs the joint, this is his house, and he points to this enormous, almost like villa, appearing like it was carved out of one piece of rock into the side of the mountain. And as he points to it, the gate in front opens, and a little, small even for a dwarf, comes out, long combed, maintained black hair, very nice braid in his beard, with like a real grim determination. Mostly just looks Kessel straight in the eye the whole time he's walking. I can't believe you've shown your face here, Kessel. You've got so much to explain. The dwarf screams, walking, paying you no mind, going right to Kessel.
You really know Kessel.
I just muttered to myself, as expected.
As the angry dwarf gets closer, Kessel kind of turns to everybody in the wagon. Okay, maybe I was wrong about the welcome we were going to get here. Just kind of go with it. Don't say anything. The angry dwarf continues towards the wagon. Get out of that wagon now, Kessel. I'm not going to ask you again. Kessel takes a deep breath, kind of steps out of the wagon. As he does, the angry dwarf moves within a couple of inches of him, reaches for the sword on his hip, and then quickly moves in to embrace Kessel with a huge, hearty laugh, as if they just shared an old joke. The angry dwarf. I don't have two different dwarf voices. Sorry.
It's fine.
I beg your pardon,
Don't-
adventurers. It's been 20 years since we've seen each other. Allow me
I
to
think
introduce.
dwarves only have one voice.
Yeah, and I don't do Scottish, so this is what you guys get. Sorry, I got other stuff, but not this. I am Bespit Colfoot, administrator of Hundlestone.
Espit Colfit?
Coldfoot.
Coldfoot.
Coldfoot. Yeah. I'm the administrator of this city. Anything you need, I'm your guy. And then suddenly he becomes distracted by the axe beaks. He starts petting them all like really affectionately. They, nuzzle up to him like birds do. Hey, how are you girls? Do you miss me? Kessel butts in. Don't you talk to them like that. They're not yours anymore. It's only because you stole them in a card game from me. You know what, Kessel? We're not going to do this today. Come, my friends. Let me show you around. And he kind of gestures towards the house, and says, after you.
Orryn says, yeah, even though it's a lot warmer here, it's because the, with the wind sloshing into us while we were in the wagon, I think I'd like to go inside and just relax from that cold journey up here. So, is that where we're heading? The house?
Yes, I have prepared a feast and a potential business opportunity that we may all explore. If you would follow me, I will show you to your rooms if you need time. And in the meantime, I have a feast prepared that we should sit and we should talk.
Orryn nods his head.
We should eat.
Yeah.
I could eat.
Let's get inside. Let's enjoy some relaxation.
Outstanding. So he gestures you towards the house. As the party kind of first makes their step towards the house, out of essentially the woodwork, dwarves appear in mass to attend to the wagon and take care of the axe beaks and kind of look it over. It seemed as if Bespit was holding back his men until he completed his little joke that didn't go over well. My men will take care of everything. Just come follow me. Sorry. All right. As you walk through the kind of gate into, as much of a courtyard as you can have in a stone cavern, you just notice just this disgustingly opulent house. It's 3 stories. It's giant. It looks like it was carved into stone. Some of the finest stone and metal work you've ever seen. Welcome to Humble Stone, my humble abode. And then him and Kessel have a nice little dwarven laughter together. It's not much. I hope you'll find it accommodating enough. If you have any belongings, I'll have them sent up to your rooms. You said you were hungry. Shall we eat?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we should eat.
All right, very well. Follow me. As he gives you the tours through the house, he shows you all these kind of dwarven artifacts that he seems pretty proud of, unknown sourcing. You have no idea how he got them, but they're all over the place. The house is probably one of the nicer houses anybody has been to, depending on the life you've lived. Tapestries, curtains, fresh fruit, everything you could, paintings, everything you could imagine. It's a nice place. He motions you into a giant banquet room with a large table and a bunch of pillows kind of scattered about. Come, sit, eat, eat, and then we'll get down to business.
All right. I dig into some delicious food, I hope.
Can I get anything? Can I get anybody anything to drink?
Please.
Yeah, I mean, I like a drink. Do you have some wine perhaps to go with all this delicious food?
Wine, ale, and he snaps his fingers, and within a couple of seconds, 5-6 servants pour out of a back room with trays of ale, dark liquid.
Are they
that
dwarves?
appears to be warm. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the longest to arrive is the last dwarf with a tray of red wine.
Hey. Sure, I'll enjoy this wine.
They offer them around the room to everybody. You were travelers, but not like Kessel, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. I don't think so. I mean, we're on a specific mission where we've been hired to do a specific thing. I don't know.
Stop. Let me guess. The Lord of Neverwinter. No, Kessel's too crass for that. Got it. Arcane Brotherhood.
Yes.
I see you have known Kessel a long time.
If you'll notice, this is the only major city between Icewind Dale and the rest of civilization. I am the truck stop of news. Travelers come, they go, they talk. I listen. Now,
You said you're the administrator. Is that like the mayor? Are you like the mayor of this town?
In a more simple term, yes. We are not only a settlement, we are also a mining collective.
Okay.
And I run both. I administer to the people and make sure that our labor is well compensated so that my people may flourish.
And what do you mine here, if you don't mind me asking?
Gems, mithril down in the depths. The dwarves of my clan have mined this mountain for 6 generations.
Baubles.
If people are willing to pay it, I'll keep digging them. But
Fair enough.
that is financially lucrative. The real value is knowledge. I have ears. I hear everything that comes through this town. You will be the last wagon that heads to Icewind Dale. Therefore, you are my last bit of information that will come this way until the curse is lifted. I value the things you know. I am willing to trade the things that I know about where you're going for information on where you've come from.
I mean, I can't speak for the others, but I'm not super well crafted in information trade. What kind of information would you like to hear?
For every question of mine that you answer, I will give you a piece of information about Icewind Dale until we are both satisfied. Yes?
Okay, sure.
Sure.
I'll try my best.
As a show of good faith, I'll go first. The Drow are increasing in presence in Icewind Dale and causing problems beyond just the curse. And he gets a little giddy, like a teenage girl who knows some gossip that she's not supposed to, and she just shared it.
Wait. Did he say drow?
Drow.
What? Sorry, what did he say again?
The Drow are in. There's a presence out in the tundras outside of 10 towns that they're becoming disruptive, as if they're taking advantage of the curse.
I look towards Kessel as to confirm that he did or didn't know this information.
I haven't been this way in 20 years. My history says, based on my name, that Drow are not uncommon to Icewind Dale, and this seems like the perfect time for them to want to stake their claim while it's lawless and it's cursed. Now's their chance to rise.
I'm gonna assume, due to my elven heritage, that I'm at least somewhat familiar with what drow are.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that you've heard that drow are taking advantage of the situation, so to speak.
I'm in the information business.
Yeah.
How reliable
okay.
that information is, it depends on my sources.
Sure.
It could be nothing. These are rumors at best. And the same way of what you tell me is a rumor at best, I can only hold on to it and wait to see if it's useful.
Sure. Well, I know that in desperate times, lots of fingers get pointed at lots of sources. So I wouldn't be surprised if there were some drow mucking about. They're known to be not quite so trustworthy. Okay.
Wow. Is it a beast?
Drow are dark elves. They live underground.
Dwarves live underground, do they not?
That's yes, true. Or they kind of live under and above, whereas drow live like deep underground, and they have a sordid history. Based on what I know, I've never met one myself. I don't know them personally, but all the history books don't speak kindly of them outside of them being very powerful and very dangerous.
Maybe
Just think of it like this: you've seen dwarfs, you haven't seen drow. That's because they choose it to be.
Anyways, what would you? Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know since we're heading there. What would you like to know?
Did you encounter anybody on the road heading south?
Heading south?
The opposite direction of the way you would have.
Right. Yeah. Well, we saw a bunch of like crazy people who were like screaming the worships of someone named Arl.
The Frostmaiden cult. A lively bunch. Dunking themselves in water, freezing cold. It's madness. They grow ever so greater in number by the day. Dwarves, we don't believe in it. We're a superstitious lot. Some frozen tart coming out of the mountains causing a curse is no reason to warrant worship in our book.
Fair enough.
We also saw a cart filled with what appeared to be Goliath prisoners.
Oh yeah.
Yes. An unfortunate business that. They are reghead barbarians, a nomadic noble tribe, displaced by the lack of food due to the curse. The rumor has it that they were imprisoned for hijacking a food cart, destined for somebody in Icewind Dale. How many were there? Were they treated well? Were they alive?
They were barely alive. I cannot remember their exact number, but there were more.
I believe there was like 5 of them. I think it was like 4 or 5, and they were alive, but they weren't getting the best of treatment. But they were surrounded by at least a dozen men, so they were well and captured. Not much anyone could do about it, or at least, not much we could.
They fought well before they were captured. The men bore many wounds.
Those mercenaries. All right, very good. Thank you. My turn.
Sorry, just one second. The group of Goliath that were being taken south. You said they were from a particular tribe?
The Reghead tribe, Reghed.
Do the Mori and the Reghead, are they aware of each other?
In the sense that, do they encounter each other? No. But have you heard of? Do they have a reputation? Yes. And I imagine the same thing. A noble tribe would hear tales of other noble tribes, and even without encountering each other, you would be aware of, there's another pretty noble tribe out here doing their thing. They are more towards, yours would be in the northeast of Icewind Dale. They're going to be in the southwest of it. Mostly along the kind of edge of the mountains on the Icewind Dale side.
Okay.
Speaking of crazy fanatics, the cities so desperate to appease Orryn have begun burning citizens at the stake. And once again, he's really giddy to share this bit of information. It gets better. They're chosen by lottery, and the lottery is rigged.
Wait, which town is this?
It's 3. It's Bryn Shander, East Haven, and Targos.
Are we not headed to Bryn Shander? We should avoid this lottery.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be going to Bryn Shander. Yeah, we're going to Bryn Shander. Okay. That's disturbing news.
You say this lottery is rigged. Who is rigging this lottery?
They say it's the cult of Orryn. Anybody who dares speak out against her is chosen to die for her blessing.
Does this cult have a large presence in this town?
The longer the curse goes, the more numerous they become.
Well, it sounds like Arl's gaining quite a following if she's having live sacrifices in major towns.
I don't know of anything that a live sacrifice can fix. that spirit and determination can't.
Nice.
My tribe does not sacrifice the living. That is a waste. Especially not by fire.
Bespet, just still giddy, goes, it's maddening. And like I say, he's so excited just to just wants to tell somebody like the
Tell
stuff he knows.
someone.
Okay. Yes. Drow burning people at the stake. It's madness. On your
that
way,
is quite mad.
did you said that there were 12 men guarding the Reghead barbarians. Did you catch who they were?
Yeah, it looked like they were part of the Flaming Fist.
The Flaming Fist. A lot of them have passed through here of late. Caravans and caravans. None for a few weeks. They're planning something. Nobody can tell. I haven't been able to get a bird inside. But there's a lot of them up here. And I hear they're just camping in the tundra.
Do you know why a mercenary company from Baldur's Gate would be up so far north?
Some say the curse has become made Icewind Dale a haven for fugitives and people who didn't want to be found. Others say they're turning it into a military state, and once the region is so weak to resist, they will take over.
Wow. Alrighty. Do you know, is the road still traversable to Brinchander with all of the ongoings? Has there been any trouble between Hundelstone and Brinchander?
We haven't had any wagons go the way you're going for 2 weeks. I've been waiting to pull my men all the way back within the gates. Their superstitious nature doesn't want to be out in the dark, an unnatural dark. So
It's very comfortable in here.
yeah, like he's barely dressed. Got like shorts. He's got like shorts on and house shoes. It's too dangerous for my men. There's nothing coming through. I can't even provide an escort for you past the gates. This will be your last chance to get in and for Kessel to be able to turn around and get back, unless you decide to stay.
Well, I guess that means we should probably head on our way as soon as we can.
I can't let you go now. It's too late. You'd freeze. Best bet is going to leave at first dawn, and
Oh yes, in the morning, of course.
It's the last sunlight you're gonna see for a while.
Interesting.
I sip my wine.
It's good, right?
Sure.
You know how hard it is to get good wine up here?
Yeah, no,
Lords.
I appreciate that you have wine.
I have all kinds of people coming through here. I need to be accommodating. I'm a businessman and a rumor monger.
Yes.
Can't
I'm
have
sorry,
an unstocked bar.
Maybe it's just my Elvish heritage, but I've always had a liking for wine.
Yes. I have the proclivities of everything you can imagine, and some stuff you can't. What else? What did you see anything else? Wait, you said the Arcane Brotherhood.
Yeah.
What are you doing for them? Just delivering a wagon? Are you part of the expedition to find the missing members?
We're just supposed to go up and deliver something to somebody. We're not really part of or at least I'm not part of the Arcane Brotherhood. I was just looking for work, and they were offering a pretty decent amount. So,
careful with that. We've heard rumors that people just come up working for them seeking seeking work and plying their trade and going missing or worse.
Thanks for the warning.
Best way-
Are we not the first person to first travelers to come this way?
You're the first in a while, but they've had wagons delivered. That villain Harper, that they could not have sent a crazier batch of wizards for this adventure. The woman Harple, that family, they're all crazy. Dazan, the Red Wizard of Thay, they're not trustworthy. Some apprentice, no business being up here. And then allegedly she found some kind of pet along the way. And the last we heard, there was 4 of them, and who knows how many of them are left.
Orryn asks, he says, could any of the wizards that you've heard of or anyone that traveled through here, could their name be Sindri?
Not particularly good with names. We've had all kinds of wizards, whether Arcane Brotherhood members or some random sorcerer whose grandfather was a famous dragon, their kind, just come through here thinking that they're the solution. Nobody's the solution.
Yes,
that land is cursed.
Sindri definitely would think he's the solution. Well, I appreciate the little hint anyways. I wonder if he has passed through here, but that's not important.
Well,
You mentioned the Red Wizard of Thay.
yeah, new to their ranks, supposedly reformed, but whoever knows. And it just shows how desperate the Brotherhood's becoming, that they'll take a former Red Wizard's word that he's better.
You say
Yeah, that's crazy.
this Red Wizard, was he not always a friend to Valen?
The Red Wizards of Thay are just, even for wizards, they live by their own rules. They see themselves as something of the heirs to the Netherese Empire, have always looked down on others, are generally dangerous. And
Do I know anything about? I mean, I
Yeah.
I, as somebody familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons universe, know who the Red Wizards they are. But does my character know about them? Like, are they infamous enough that I would know?
I would say
like,
yes. I would say that somebody, you're not common,
and I'm
you're
like
not, you're not
oddly
farmer,
educated, so
you're not
yeah.
formally, but you're a little
Yeah.
bit of a worldly man, I would say. That's
Yeah. Okay, I just kind of like based on my understanding. Again, I'm not like an expert in mages or anything, but Thay is a land that's run by liches or something like that. Like they're like powerful dark magic users. So that's probably why people are suspicious of the Red Wizard of Thay in particular, in case anyone else didn't know. Yeah, no, I mean, if they're working with a Red Wizard of Thay or a former Red Wizard of Thay, that's quite unusual. Normally, once you're a Red Wizard of Thay, you're kind of like one for life kind of thing.
yeah, it's like a prison gang.
Yeah. Or then you become one in unlife, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Okay,
It's
yeah.
the last
That's a
organization
bit
you'll
crazy.
ever join.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they run their own country. They're a bit crazy. Is there anything else you wanted to know? Because I don't think we have much else to share.
I am so giddy. I have my own network that can take this information about the Flaming Fist that you saw and the barbarians, let their kin know that at least they are still alive. and I have things that can help the people of the Dale as well as my people. I thank you, travelers. You, without much, you have given me you have given me plenty.
I didn't realize you were so caring about a group of barbarians.
Everybody deserves the right to live. I use
Fair
that
enough.
right to live to make money. If they don't want money, their peaceful existence should be guaranteed the same as mine.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Well, if there's nothing else, I should away to my room. My associates will show you to yours. The wagon will be prepared and ready to go at first light. And
What time is it?
currently, it's probably about 6-7 p.m.
Well, that's still pretty early. Is there somewhere we could go? Maybe, I don't know, like a tavern or something? Play some cards or
Yeah,
have a drink?
If it's too early and you want to go see Hundlestone proper, head out through the front of the doors there, and I'll have Cal, my personal guard, escort you and show you around the city. It's not much. It's a lot of dwarves, some gnomes. Not much, but we make do.
Yeah, fair enough. I've heard the hospitality of the dwarves is great, so I definitely love to enjoy some of it while I'm here.
Yes. The Frosty Mug Tavern down the avenue a little bit is probably what you're looking for.
Okay.
Jaatuuli looks over at Orryn. More gnomes. Finally, more children for you to play with.
Orryn, he had just finished off a glass of wine, maybe like 5 minutes prior, and has like a whole filled glass of wine, and he's like 40 pounds. So he like kind of gets off the couch and he's like stumbling, and like, I think I need to go to sleep, guys. So you all go ahead without me, and I'm gonna hit the bed early tonight.
Of
He
course,
just-
yeah.
He kind of like stumbles around. He's like, this was a strong drink. I drink a lot though.
Be careful, my little friend. I should have warned you. That's some strong elven. That's some strong elven wine there. They're not really designed for shorter folk like ourselves.
Yes, I can see that now. But, thanks for the better late than never. And then he kind of just like stumbles on towards the bedroom.
All right, my men will show you to your room. And somebody kind of takes Orryn up the stairs. I guess to go to bed.
Before I head out, after like we've eaten and shared, I just want to talk to Bezbit, right? That's his name.
Yes.
And just say it's very generous of you to let us stay. Do you need any compensation for our stay?
The information you provided is more than enough. And if I could impose, I don't require anything now, but if you could take this and under his kind of casual, Hugh Hefner smoking jacket, he pulls out a scroll and hands it to you. If you come across any more information that you feel may be valuable, feel free to use this to contact me.
I look at it. Is it like a sealed scroll? Is it?
It's just tied with a ribbon. It doesn't seem
Okay.
like anything that like a secure missive or anything.
I hold it. I'm like, what do I do with the? How would I communicate with you?
It's a scroll of sending.
speak the command word, give me a little bit of information, and I'll receive it.
Okay. Is there any particular information you're looking for that I should be on the lookout for?
Any developments to what we've talked about tonight? Nobody's coming from the Dale. Nobody's going to be coming from the south. In about 3 days, I'm going to have no more information to trade.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Is this a one-time use thing or?
It's 3, but if you're with the Arcane Brotherhood, I'm sure one of them, in their infinite wisdom, can get me a message.
Okay. Well, then I will make sure to hold on to this for when I have some good information and not waste it. Does this only work to you?
Yeah.
Like if I use it in the middle of the night, is it gonna wake you up, kind of thing?
I'll wake up for information. You never know when you might need it. I don't want to miss something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. Information is my trade. And in a second, I'm about to be broke.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll definitely let you know of anything interesting, any gossip or any information that seems relevant. I'll send your way.
Outstanding. All right. Well, I'm going to go to bed. I will send Cal out to show you around, maybe introduce you to some people. Have a good time. Just be ready in the morning. We're going to open the gates. And once you are clear of the gates, we will not open them again until you return.
Sounds good.
He gives everybody a really appreciative thank you and heads up to his room. A very kind of young, good-looking dwarf with a relatively short beard, showing his relative youth compared to Besfit and Kessel, snaps to attention at the front door. He seems pretty well armored. Like he actually does probably protect Kessel, but he's young. He's probably not in charge of a lot, and offers to, "We'll take you to the tavern. I'll let you meet some people. Show you Hundlestone's a great town. You might not ever want to leave."
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
All right.
Is anyone else coming with me?
I will go.
You definitely seem like somebody who needs more than one drink.
Manny.
Yes, let's deal with that.
Baldr,
First round's on me.
Baldr, are you gonna go?
Yeah, I'll go for a round or
Okay.
two.
All right, so he'll lead you out. We're gonna go ahead and take a 5-minute break since the stream hasn't broken, and we can do that. We're gonna go take a 5-minute break real quick, and when we come back, in a Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode, the gang goes to Hundlestone bars.
All right.
All right, it is currently 8:39. We'll try to be back at 8:44. We'll see everybody in a minute. Please
All
stay
right.
tuned.
Awesome.
boom. All right, we are back after our break. The party has decided to go carousing in the urban hotspot of Hundlestone, both geothermically and, I guess, by process of elimination. It's the only town in town. So, yeah. So the young dwarf Cal, kind of a blonde dwarf, short beard, gives away his age. Seems really excited. This is probably, it's relatively adjacent to the mansion. It's probably where he goes to drink after work. He seems excited. He's barely watching you as you follow behind him. As you walk down the streets, the kind of activity of Hundlestone seems to be much more of what you'd expect. The safety and the confines of the cavern have allowed life to continue relative to its normal existence, just without the kind of comings and goings of the outside world, of a kind of stop along such a usual major trade road. As you get closer to the bar, the kind of commotion and the rowdiness of the bar, you start to hear it down the streets. In a place that so far has seemed relatively clean and well kept, this seems to be the first kind of signs of disorder and maybe kind of lighthearted revelry that you've seen in town. As Cal goes to open the door, the bar goes quiet for a brief second, just that pause to see who comes in. And the second he emerges through the door, the bar erupts, "Corporal Cal!" Ah! And everybody kind of goes crazy in a cheers kind of way. He steps in. "Hey, everybody, look, travelers, people with news of the outside. Everybody come in, meet the guys." And all the dwarves start standing up, and probably 10 of them start screaming out your name, and everybody's offering you like drinks of various kinds and wanting to have you sit down next to them, so desperate for news of the outside world that you're suddenly instant celebrities in the tavern.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll if there is a particularly rowdy dwarf who's offering me a drink, I'll sit down with him and his friends.
The rowdiest dwarf actually appears to be probably the oldest. A gray beard all the way to the floor, that drags as he walks. His companions at his table also appear to be really old dwarves, like just the kind of old guys who sit in a bar and reminisce about days past.
Sure.
We're
at a Legion.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, it's the VFW. Yes, it's the Hundlestone VFW. There's baseball practice going on outside.
Back in my day.
Yeah, get off my lawn. We only had lutes and flutes in my day. Kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down with the old dwarves.
And what about everybody else? Like I said, everybody wants to hand you a drink. The bars, everybody who has a seat has gotten up, offering you theirs. One particular drunk
What's so nice
dwarf comes over and kind of inadvertently, as much as that it's possible, bumps into Jaatuli's leg because of the height disparity. And just instantly falls over, despite being, particularly hardy and stout. This drunken dwarf didn't stand a chance against Jaatuli's legs.
I look down at him and be cautious and reach my hand down to pick him up.
He's a dense, probably 240 pounds of drunken dead weight,
and he uses both of his hands to grab at your forearm to help him back up, and even in your presence has to look essentially straight up. And I would bring much honor to my clan if you would drink with me, giant lizard man. And he takes his mug and cheers it against your kneecap. And then just takes like a huge old swig and then falls backwards, giggling hysterically.
All right. I'll look at him with a stone face, and then I'll take my cup and drink the whole thing down. And finally, revelry.
As everybody kind of gathers and sits, Kelroth's going to go sit with the Greybeards. Jaatuli's going to hang out with his little drunken buddy who just can't wait to try to wrestle his leg like a toddler.
We're gonna get hammered.
Baldr, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go towards with Kessel or with Kelroth, or was his name?
Yeah.
Kelroth.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with Kelroth towards the Greybeards, as you say, and I guess just kind of like buddy up with them and see if I could get any sort of knowledge of the area out of them.
So while Jaatuli's reveling with the drunken dwarf, he's become quite the combination jungle gym and just general spectacle, as the gravity of almost 7 foot white lizard man.
6'8". I'm
yeah.
about to show them the Icewind Dragon dance.
They kind of congregate around Jaatuuli. The Greybeards in the corner seem kind of reserved now that you've sat. They all sit there kind of old manish with a long pipe and a steady mug of ale. And as the kind of cliques kind of establish, a third group of more rowdy, kind of unkempt dwarves. They're dressed in the big furs. Their armor looks dented and unpolished. They're dirty. They look like they have been on an excursion outside recently, probably today, that they might have come here straight after their excursion. And they begin to chant while banging on the tables as if to kind of gather like attention of the out of town visitors. And they start chanting, if lions come, we'll fight until the very end. If tigers come, we'll fight in battle. If elephants come, we'll fight and rage. If the humans come, we'll fight and obliterate. And they're pounding on the bar, and they do this over and over again. And before everybody knows it, the entire bar is in this chant. Dwarves are like headbutting each other and smashing glasses, and this is probably the equivalent of the AC/DC of their world. The Greybeards, while pounding on the table and chanting, are nowhere near as kind of enthusiastic about it. They're mostly going through the motions. And one of them kind of leans in to Kelroth and Baldr. They're all fools. They think that this curse is just going to disappear one day. And then he just, like an old man does, chimes in, says his piece, and goes right back to his pipe in his mouth, sitting there pondering while the other ones just kind of grunt in agreement. Dwarven, Dwarven King of the Hill.
I guess I lean in a little bit, and I'll just say like, well, what do you in your infinite wisdom, your many years, what do you think is going to happen with this curse?
I hate to say it. I think the Arcane Brotherhood is our only shot. And he returns back to smoking his pipe and in kind of odd grunting agreement. 3 more of them. Arcane Brotherhood. Only hope.
Fair enough. Well, we're assisting them, so hopefully we can help bring about that change.
Good. This town, don't let Bespit fool you. This town will be dead in months without the curse being lifted. Our fate lies in the hands of those, God knows how many of them are still left. Crazy wizards.
So there have been more that have come this way from the Brotherhood.
There's 4. There were 4 on the current trip, and these are just the newest 4. The old one in the red robes was part of the first expedition. He was the only one to survive, and now there's new ones, and supposedly at least 2 of them are missing.
Interesting. Well, let's just hope that they can figure out this curse, because yeah, it doesn't look like things are going so great. But I have hope that the things will get better.
Hope, will, and determination is the only thing that's gonna break this curse and free that land and us. The mountain is out of minerals. All we have is information that Bespit sells. Once we have no information, we'll all starve.
Dire news indeed. But at least for the moment, let's cheers to a good time, and I'll buy them a round of drinks.
We couldn't impose. It's our pleasure to know that you have selflessly looked out for the people of Icewind Dale. Aside from your friend over there, doesn't look like any of you were from there. That means a lot. We're an honorable kind, and if this was to work out, we would be happy to call you kin.
Oh well, that's very, very generous of you. I mean, we are getting paid. It's not specifically out of the kindness of my heart, so to speak. I mean, I'd love to help, but I just want to make it clear that, like, you know,
nobody should starve in the service of good to others. And they all kind of nod and agree. Back with Jaatuuli by now. A couple of the more drunken dwarves are asking if Jaatuuli would throw them, that it would be a highest honor to their clan to be the furthest one thrown by who they have now begun to call the Ice Lizard.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, I've got two mugs in my hand. I'm just drinking from them left and right, and then smash. Who's first? Come first.
Surprisingly enough, one of the Greybeards slams his fist down on the bar or on the table so loud that the bar goes silent. Clan Ironbottom would be honored to be thrown by you, Ice Lizard. And he gets up. He's slow to get up. He's older than Kessel. Slow to get up, but very proud. Walk, shoulders back, straight. This whole little deal, pretty kept
like probably from an old family, a reputable family. It would be my honor to know that we were tossed the furthest. And then like a commotion starts. No, my house deserves the honor. And then there's a small like little scuffle that breaks out amongst the dwarves in the back. And eventually you just lose track of trying to care about who does it. And I guess you just start picking them up as you can and just throwing them around the bar.
Yeah. Just grabbing them pretty randomly and flinging them around.
One of them goes like flying behind the actual bar. And it looks pretty bad. I mean, it's a pretty long fall and onto hard rock, but he gets up with a laugh. The bartender kind of picks up the broken mugs and makes sure that they didn't puncture the keg. Another one goes flying through like the front window. And at first the bar seizes and gets quiet, making sure that they haven't taken it too far, and everybody else like cheers and the revelry continues. There's beer flying everywhere. It's starting to get, like a good time. You wanted revelry, here's your revelry.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just enjoying it. I'm living my moment.
During all the craziness, if there's an opportunity to speak to somebody who I would feel is well informed, maybe like the barkeep himself, if there's an opportunity that I could talk to him alone while everyone else is distracted, I'd like to do that.
Yeah. If you just walk up to the bar, he's just gonna, make sure that he comes running over to show you the attention that the VIPs deserve. What can I get you, devotee of God?
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't follow a particular god, so to speak. I don't, not that I know of yet. Anyways, it's complicated. Anyways, I've come over
I'm a
here
bartender.
to.
I'm used to complicated.
Yeah. And I kind of bring my voice as low down as I possibly can in all the rumble and tussle to make sure that nobody else hears. And I just ask him, has anyone in the Flaming Fist been around here recently?
We saw what looked like an officer's caravan a couple of weeks ago. That was the most recent thing heading towards the Dale. Coming out of the Dale have been wagons of I'm just a bartender. I don't get involved in that. But the
Sure.
wagons have been coming through with reghead barbarians, average people. Could they be criminals? Could they be fugitives? Maybe. I don't feel that they are. They moved way too many men to just be a bounty hunting operation.
Interesting. Okay. Thanks for your information. I'll tip him a silver.
Thank you very much. This should go a decent way to repairing all the damage that my customers and your friend are doing to my bar.
Yeah, I look over and I see the damage, and I give him a gold piece instead. I'm like, you better take this.
That's generous. The honor brought to my clan of hosting you. My grandchildren will sing of it at the tables on the deathbed.
Awesome, excellent. Thanks for your information. I heard that Handlestone was famous for their information giving. So thank you for your help, and that's all I ask.
Yes.
After having a couple more drinks, I head back and go to bed, I guess.
Of course. The party's starting to wind down. Dwarves are legitimately leaving, like hobbling and bruised, from fighting with each other to ride on the ice lizard, or from being yeeted across the bar. Potato. Eventually, the night kind of calms down. Cal says, "Look, I got patrol in the morning. Either let's go back to the house, or I'm gonna have to leave you guys because I gotta go."
I want to ask Cal if he knows of any blacksmiths that would still be open at this time.
Unfortunately, without any trade of metal or anything, the smiths have closed. I don't know if anybody's told you this. The mines are empty. We have nothing. All we have is what we have. And he looks around to make sure nobody heard him. It might be a secret, and it might be an open secret, but not so open that you can just go blurting it out in the bar.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. It's the curse and the lack of trade. It's more than just Icewind Dale that's affected by this. We're barely hanging on. Bespit drinks. He's erratic at times, but he's trying to save us, and we need you. Thank you. Cal excuses himself and walks over to the bartender. Kind of pats him, gives him a little solace by patting him on the shoulder for his bar being like absolutely trashed. It looks like the fight in Porky's at the end. It's fine, Cal. Thanks for bringing them by. The honor brought to all of our clans will be spoken of forever. And as he leaves with you guys, adventurers, may honor and fortune be in front of you. You have our blessings, and thank you.
Thank you.
Jaatuuli peels his own head up off the table. We should sleep now, or vomit.
All right.
Whatever.
Everybody, to your own level of sobriety, kind of staggers back, and Cal, who seems particularly drunk at this point, is like, "You see, that's why we drink there, because they live right over there, and I don't have to stumble far." And he stumbles and falls in the street, has a good little laugh, manages to get back up, and eventually leads you back to the mansion.
Nice. Jaatuli's going to go straight to sleep.
All right.
Yeah, likewise.
Probably knock over something on a shelf on the way in.
Like the banister or the chandelier. Smash.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of clumsily goes to bed. All of the kind of decor and things of the house are pretty sturdy. Dwarven crafted, probably made out of stone, falling onto stone, 50-50 shot. Once you get to your rooms, you notice that they are not as nice as the more kind of public showy spaces of the house are. You can see spots on the wall where tapestries probably hung for a while that are no longer there. The mattress on the bed does not fit the frame as it probably did at one point. There's no rug. There's just a small little fireplace. It's kind of a disappointment compared to the rest of the house. But you're hammered. It doesn't matter. Yeah, everybody goes to sleep, passes out.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say that, just like in Lord of the Rings, my elven constitution holds up pretty well to booze, and I was just a little bit tipsy, though I also didn't try to get very drunk.
Yeah, you're not headbutting dwarves like our
Yeah,
our
no,
barbarian friend is.
I'm
who's
one.
just
I'm one
all
of
about
those.
it.
I'm one of those classy hard drunks. Like I straight up drink martinis all night, and I'm still like keeping it cool.
You're a better man than me because I get drunk and throw things.
I mean, Kelroth is.
So, morning, hard to determine. In Hundlestone, the gates that you came through are sealed. The activity out in the avenue does not appear any more significant than it was the day before. There is a large crowd gathered outside of the tavern. For those unaware of what happened last night, there is a giant mystery. And it's quite the gossip of the town, that you wonder if Bespit might trade your having been here for something to benefit him. The sleigh appears to be ready in front. The axe beaks looks as if they've been washed. They are happily clucking away. It seems colder in the cavern, could be because of the morning, but you do notice the breath of the axe beaks probably for the first time, and it does not feel like the balmy cavern that it did when you got there. Bespit's on the, or Kessel is on the sled ready to go. Kind of sees everybody stumbling out of the front of the manor. Kind of looks at you like you probably all look like hammered shit, except for Orryn, who was responsible and went to bed. Good for him.
Is Besbit around?
He is. You heard him when you came downstairs, and you would imagine he's going to try to catch you before you go.
Yeah. Okay. Before we go, I want to speak with Besbit.
All right. So Kessel. All right. Come on. And he points to the tavern. Is that you? Was that you guys last night?
I mean, I just had a drink.
He looks Jaatuuli. Did you threw a dwarf through the window, didn't you?
Only one.
Did he at least ask you to?
Of course.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun. They'll be talking about it for 60 years. Their grandkids are going to grow tired of the story of the time the outsiders came and trashed the bar.
It was fun.
Orryn looks at Jaatuuli with like a very confused look, like he's thinking throwing a dwarf through the window, and he's like, "Did y'all get in a fight last night? Oh, I can't believe I missed the bar fight."
It was bar fun, not bar fight.
How does one get thrown through a window and it not be a fight? That just doesn't make sense.
Well,
You would have had to be there to see it.
Next time, I'll have to try to restrain from drinking so much. But
Yes. Next time, maybe just have a half a glass.
yes, that would probably.
You
be
don't
for
want to
the
go
best.
overboard.
If they just made smaller glasses for us notes, that'd be so much better.
Yeah. Dwarves are not known for their small glasses.
No, that is definitely true.
When you're an adult, I will take you to the bar and show you.
There you go.
He kind of like starts rubbing his forehead like right above his goggles. He's like, "Lizard man, I am not a child."
as Bespit looks, or Kessel, I think else we ever seen, kind of looks like he's getting his last little things prepared. He stands up from his seat, opens the little compartment he's been sitting on, and looks to make sure the package that he picked up along the way is still there. Once satisfied, he sits back down, and as he does, Bespit makes his way out of the mansion and begins to walk towards the wagon. As he clears the property, he kind of gives a look like this towards the bar, looks at you. I imagine there's a story to this, and I can't wait to hear it, but you don't have the time to tell it. I thank you. Your information may just be the savior of this town in these dark times.
I'm glad to hear it. If it's possible, could I have a word with you very briefly? Very briefly.
Yes, it's the least I could do for what you're doing for us and the people of the Dale.
Of course.
He'll make his way around. Oh, you're right next to Kessel, so yeah.
Well, I'll just kind of like walk off to the side a little bit, and I'll kind of just lean in towards him and say, I just want to double check and make sure things are okay. I heard rumors that things aren't going so great here. Is there anything else we could do before we leave?
Cure this curse. We need trade to resume. As soon as the weather is under control, I can have dwarves plowing this mountain road and be clear to Bryn Shander in 3 days.
Yeah, fair enough. Hopefully the packages that we have to deliver to the wizards will help them deal with this curse. One other thing, I know that you deal in information. I have a small request. That is that if anyone comes by looking for me, if you could just delay the information, that would be great. I don't expect you to lie on my behalf or anything, and I know you have business to do, but yeah, that's all.
Of course. I'd never sell you out. There's no business in it. If you're dead, I cut off a supply source. I don't owe anybody enough to cut off my nose to spite my face.
Fair enough. I'm just putting it out there. You seemed like a trustworthy person, an honorable person. So
don't let my association with.
But
well,
I mean, just more like, these are crazy times. Sometimes we get desperate in crazy times, and if you need to do what you have to do to get the money or the trade or whatnot, I'd understand. I don't have any debts or favors to pull from you, but I'd appreciate it. That's all.
Of course. He steps away. He makes a little move over to Kessel. Kessel kind of leans down from the seat in the wagon. They share kind of a little whispered moments, a deep, heartfelt embrace. And then you see Bespet mouth, safe travels, my friend. And then louder, you get these adventures the hell out of the hell to Bryn Shander. Get out of here, Kessel. The roads, they're not getting any better. I can't have my men out patrolling between the snow, the altitude, the cold, and the things desperate to survive. You need to go now and get as much light as possible before darkness descends. You need to be over the ridge and on the downslope to Bryn Shander by dark. Kessel thanks his
let's get out of here.
Kessel thanks his friend, gives everybody like a look and a nod, see if everybody's ready to go. Gives the reins a little snap. The beautifully groomed Axebeaks kind of start moving through. As you move through the town, you're really impressed by how big it is. It's probably a mile or two deep into the mountain, completely covered. And as you get to kind of the end, you see double iron gates similar to the ones you came in through. And as you get a little closer, they open. The weight and the age of them is apparent. They squeak and they are heavy. It takes 4 dwarves a good minute to swing them all the way open. And when they do, you're greeted by just an absolute biting cold wind, heavy snow on the outside, as well as an amount of light that you would compare to like dusk. It's dark, and it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. The road ahead is almost a straight ascent as you will make your final way to the peak of the spine of the world. Kessel takes a deep breath, bundles up his really furry hood, snaps the reins on the axe beaks, and out you go into the just brutal wind, cold, and snow of the final leg of the 10 trail. You know what the sled's capable of. The axe beaks look good and healthy, but because of the conditions and the low visibility, you're aware that you're not moving very fast. The landmarks that you pick out in the distance, they're moving, but ever so slightly. After a couple of hours, the snow somewhat subsides and it begins to get a little darker. And Kessel reaches from underneath his little kind of saddlebag on the side of the wagon to pull out the lantern once again, and sits it on the bench between him and Kelroth as the wagon keeps trekking up the mountain. Points to it. Everybody keep an eye on this. And he goes right back to driving. In the first couple of minutes, it looks like a brass lantern with foggy glass on the panes. It's tarnished. It's kind of dented. Doesn't look, like much of anything.
Sorry, what was it?
It's the lantern he pulled out.
Oh, right.
And he kind of purposefully sat it on the bench in between you.
Does there seem to be anything special about it, or is it just like
by
an old
appearance?
lantern?
By appearance, no. Like I said, it's
Okay.
it's brass, it's tarnished, it's dented. The glass is foggy. Kessel treats it with some kind of reverence that doesn't just remind you of this is a good lantern that burns bright.
Orryn, due to the other magic stuff that he has had, Orryn assumes that it's magical in nature somehow.
Yeah. It, like I said, there's something about it, either by the way he treats it or just an innate sense. You look at it and you're like, that's not just a lantern. It's not big enough to really light your way for how dark it is. It's relatively small. And if it was for the purpose of lighting it, he would light it. So a couple of hours still go by. The gates of Hundlestone have faded behind you, not only because of the low visibility, but because of you actually traveling a distance. And as you begin to reach the peak of Spine of the World,
Kessel kind of slows the wagon down, and in his best attempt, this is the roughest part. We're going to go between a narrow canyon of what is probably snow. Snowdrifts, avalanche, anything could happen. Please be quiet. Does everybody understand?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
What?
Orryn looks a little unsure of himself, but he nods in agreement.
So he gets a nod of, understanding from everybody, and he whips the axe beaks to get them back to movement. When he does, one of them squawks in objection, and Kessel is very quick. Shh! You know where we're going. Don't start. And the axe beak kind of, huddles back and apologizes, and they go back to their kind of unison trek, like a well-disciplined sled dog team. And as you continue, you do see that the snow on either side of the road is probably 15 to 16 feet high. It does not appear to be solid, like it's snow-covered rock. It looks like snowdrifts or piles of snow. You see a couple of spots where a little bit has slid down into the road, enough to slowly kind of inconvenience Kessel and the axe beaks, but nothing that impedes your way or your progress. It's getting noticeably darker as you continue, and everybody give me a perception check.
Uh, 12.
18.
That's 6.
Okay, you're barely aware that you're outside.
Yeah. I'm just riding. Yeah.
Orryn was a 16?
18.
18.
Yes.
Because of your interest in the lamp, you've been keeping it in your peripheral vision as the wagon goes, and for a brief, like the faintest second, you wonder if you saw a little flicker of a green light emanate from the lantern.
I wasted a crit on a perception check.
Oh.
So I got 20.
Okay. Jaatuuli, yours gonna you still facing the back?
Yeah, I'm rear facing, yeah.
You are going to get a different sensation unrelated to the lantern, as if this kind of like Arctic hellscape that should be devoid of anything might not be so.
Orryn will, as soon as he thinks he notices that little flicker, he'll kind of be like, "Hey guys, I just saw something. Did you all see it?"
Kessel's gonna look
nope.
down. He's gonna like kind of flick it. I don't see anything. Usually I'm pretty good about it. But like I said, if it does it again, let me know. And
Yeah, yes, that's right. Sorry. But
so,
it was really cool.
you continue along. Orryn swears he sees it flicker again. Jaatuuli gets the same kind of sense of being somebody from the outdoors and the wilderness that I imagine you can probably have a sense of when you're being watched. It continues for a little bit longer. The lantern flickers out. The
feeling of unease for Jaatuuli goes away. And you continue along the road. There doesn't appear to be footprints of any humanoid or beast. Surely no wagon tracks or sled marks through the road. You're the only thing that could pass through this narrow canyon as it is. Every once in a while, Kessel looks down at the lantern, seems pretty satisfied, and just kind of steady keeps on. We're almost there. All we have to do is get through this, and that's the peak of the spine of the world. You're about to see what has happened to this land. And he continues on his little trek, and suddenly the lantern comes to a brilliant green life, almost blinding. Kessel grabs the reins of the axe beaks and screams kobolds as 4 arrows come lobbing down into the wagon. One of them striking Kessel, one of them striking an axe beak, and 2 of them just striking the wagon. So we're going to have everybody roll for initiative.
Kessel's been getting beat up on here a little bit, huh?
He's not doing so hot.
Ugh, no.
Oh. Okay. Anybody above 20? 20 to
No.
15. 20 to 15.
19.
15 to 10. Jesus. What are you guys acting tomorrow? 10 to 5?
7.
I have a 6.
Ooh. Jaatuuli?
I got 6. I got an 8.
Oh, Jesus, you guys.
If we all roll low, that's just normal.
All right, and then Jaatuuli. Who was the lowest? Orryn?
Me, I had 6.
Oh, Orryn's the top. Cool. Oh, Kelroth, bro. The monk failing miserably at the initiative roll, bro. That's your thing.
Yeah, I'm just this whole like riding in the wagon thing has just got me.
Just zoning out in the ride.
Yeah, I'm just along for the ride, man. And
All right. So the wagon comes to a halt as Kessel screams, startling the axe beaks. While yanking on the reins, they freeze. The axe beak on the passenger side in the rear, so the one closest to the wagon and literally right in front of Kelroth, takes an arrow in like the thigh. Think of it like a big chicken. So takes an arrow in the thigh. Kessel takes one like in the chest and falls out of his seat onto like the actual road. You still don't really see anything. The arrows look like they were shot from an elevated position, basically because they have to be. And so you can't really see where the arrows came from. And that's it. Orryn, your first act, buddy.
So Orryn, seeing all of that, he knows he has to stop the attacker. So he will move towards where the arrows came from to see if he can see anything. He'll move his 25 feet towards them.
So that's going to be essentially on the passenger side of the wagon as it's going. And the full 25 feet will basically take you to the sheer snowdrift. And if you look up, you can kind of hear what sounds like a little bit of chattering and trudging through the snow, as well as like little bits of snow falling on your head, as if something above is shaking, the snow.
So I can't see them though, right?
You can't see them. They're, like I said, they're probably, as best you could tell, at the top of the snowdrift, just from A, you're short, B, looking straight up at the wall. All they have to do is be a couple of feet in from the edge, and you wouldn't be able to see them, like I said, because of your height and because of how close you are to the wall. But like I said, you do hear chattering. Anybody still in the wagon kind of gets a quick little kind of view of garnet and blue, which would stick out like a sore thumb, obviously, against like a snowy winterscape.
Orryn will kind of try to taunt the kobolds, attempt to anyways, by saying something along the lines of, come get me, you fuckers, and then he'll take the dodge action.
Okay. All right. So just to make this easier, I'm going to have all of them act on the same initiative. So sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. So from the passenger side of the wagon, basically right next to where the wagon would be, a little kobold, not your typical kobold, it's kind of a grayish white color, with a like a garnet and blue sash over its shoulder, is going to kind of peek its head out and throw a javelin at Kessel. He's on the near side of the thing, and he's lying on the ground from the arrow that he took. He's going to come up short, but as the javelin sticks into the ground, you notice Kessel is moving, but not running like an arrow or like a javelin just hit the ground near him. On that same side, a second kobold is going to take a throw at Jaatuuli and is not going to get it done. From in front of you, as if out of two cutouts of the snowbank, two kobolds appear in the road, and begin to close towards the axe beaks. But because of how narrow the road is, the axe beaks begin to peck, and without even Kessel's instructions, start to drag the sled towards the kobolds. And they're just going to take the dodge action for both of them to avoid the axebeak bites or pecks, whatever bird does. On the passenger side, the two kobolds that Orryn was heckling are going to take a javelin shot straight down at Orryn for calling them fuckers.
Yeah.
14?
18 AC.
Ooh, nice. So
And they have disadvantage. I don't know if that matters for other of them.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it's only going to get worse. They're only going to miss by more.
Oh, yeah.
The second one, also not like being called fucker, is going to
It does, you know.
I don't know. Could be a term of endearment. 16, also not going to get it done. So that's going to be all of the kobolds. Jaatuuli, you have two up on a ridge on the passenger side, or the driver's side. You have two up on a ridge on the passenger side. And then there are two in front that at least seem to be occupied by the axe beaks and don't seem to be an imminent threat currently unless they can somehow deal with the birds.
The two. Who's closest to me, and how far do I have to go to get to them?
It's about 25 feet from either side of the wagon to the like the sheer walls of the snowdrifts. From where you sit, and minus my geometry of how far you would be to hit them at that elevated position, I think it's probably like 40 feet. My math,
right.
my geometry, a straight line in like a physical term for your triangle. This part where you sitting on the wagon to hit one of them would be about 40 feet. If you wanted to throw something.
All right. Without pulling my axe, I'll just jump out of the wagon and start clawing up the snowbank as far as I can go. I do have a climbing speed, so.
Okay. Yeah, give me an athletics check to see how well you get up that mountain or that snowdrift.
Athletics. Where are you? Additional. There we go. Athletics. So I'm at 15.
You gain purchase in the snow. Not very fast because of your weight. Every time you go to shift your weight, you don't fall, but you lose a little bit of progress. Your climbing speed is what?
It's just your movement speed, but it counts towards how you climb. I do believe. Let me double check that.
Your movement speed would be what, 30?
30, yeah.
Okay.
Let me double check it.
All right, so by
It's like normally it's halved, but
yeah, we'll say after all the gains and everything you make, you're probably only about 5 feet clear of the ground. Between the 5 feet plus you being 7 feet tall, you would need to progress 3 feet to grasp the top of the snowdrift. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's everything, right? You're gonna run and start climbing.
Yeah, and in Draconic, I'll talk to them. I'll say, "I'm going to kill you and eat you."
One of them screams back to you, "After what we have seen, eating would be a mercy." And then they go back to chittering and being kind of douchey like kobolds are. All right, Baldr, next to go.
The two that are at the front dealing with the axe beaks. I guess I'm gonna move towards them because I'll have an easier time, I guess, getting to them.
Okay. You're gonna what? The axe beaks will let you squeeze by between like the wall and everything. They're not gonna try to block your progress. So the wagon's about 5 feet. Your full movement would take you just to melee of them between the length of the group of axe beaks and the wagon. Your full movement would take you to melee within the two axe beak or the two kobolds.
All right, I'll go into melee.
Alrighty, and I totally forgot the stupid kobold graphic for the stream. So they're kobolds. They're grayish blue, and they have a sash. Sorry. All right. So
All right.
in melee.
I guess then I'll take a swing at the closest one to me then, since I can now hit him.
Were you on the passenger side or the driver's side?
Driver's side.
Okay. So, all right. I just need to know which kobold to keep track of.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go smack the shit out of it.
And that is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna run up and almost just kind of baseball swing the staff just right to the side of his face.
The old Billy Madison, or not? The old Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is 4 points of damage.
Alright.
And then I'm going to spin around and attempt to kick him in the same spot that I just hit.
Okay.
And that is a 14 to hit.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me how you finish this poor little kobold off.
Having connected with the staff, I just kind of like reach up and just kick the same spot, like basically the side of his head, and just like want to kick him like right into his buddy, so his like lifeless corpse just kind of like flies into him.
All right, yeah, I love it. So his eyes are gonna like roll back into his head, like Apollo Creed, and he's gonna tumble over, and he's gonna knock the other kobold on the road prone.
His mouthpiece just goes flying.
Stop the damn fight! If he dies, he dies. All right, so yeah, smash the shit out of that kobold. It is now dead. All right, Kelroth, you are still in the wagon in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of them in front of you is dead. One of them in the road in front of you is now prone. You got Jaatuuli on the passenger side or the driver's side, yeah, climbing up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jaatuuli climbing up the wall on the driver's side, and from your position in the wagon, you can easily see all of the kobolds currently still up.
Okay. How many are on the other ridge on the passenger side?
2 on both ridges, and then 1 in front.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to get down and check on I'm blanking. Kessel. Yeah, is he alive?
He is. He's taken an arrow basically square in the ribs.
Okay.
He's alive.
So he's not looking super good.
Yeah, definitely short of breath, hollow breathing, not much movement.
Okay.
But alive.
I'm going to I will Yeah, I guess I will I'm gonna pull the arrow out and then heal him.
Okay.
Gonna cast Cure Wounds. Oh, lucky him. That is just give me 1 second. I forget if I'm supposed to add my ability modifier. Yes, I am. So it will be 14 points of healing.
Jesus.
Whoa.
I
Kessel doesn't
rolled
limp anymore.
I rolled a full 8, and I got a lot of pluses. So yeah, so I assume I fully heal him with a nice solid 14.
Probably took some of the gray out of his beard with
Yeah,
that
like
one.
he can he can walk now. He doesn't even need his braces.
Yeah.
So
And then I'm gonna pull out my shield and just trying to protect him, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, what should we do? Should we run? Should we fight?"
Kessel still kind of short of breath, but definitely not gasping for air any longer. We gotta fight. They can chase us. They're faster than us. They'll catch us, and at worst, they'll cause an avalanche and trap us.
All right. So I'm just gonna pull my shield out and protect him until he like pulls out a weapon and tries to defend himself.
All right. Cool. Orryn, back to you, buddy.
Orryn, so are the kobolds sitting next to each other
They
that
are
are firing them?
Yeah, all the ones on the ridges are. If we were doing this in the battle map, they would be in adjacent squares to each other.
So Orryn will go in front of one of them and cast the old trusty sword burst.
What's do they have to be within sight? Like, do you have to be able to see them, or just anything within?
It just says all creatures within 5 feet of you must succeed on Dex saving throw or take the force damage. And DC 14 Dex save, and it's 6 force damage.
Okay, one of them fails. All right, they both will fail. And the force damage is going to make them uneasy on the soft snow that they're kind of standing on. And as they kind of stumble, they're going to cause the soft snow to kind of collapse underneath them, and they're going to slide into the road basically at your feet. So they're not up on the ridge anymore. They've fallen down because the snow did.
Awesome.
Well,
Just in case this matters, I actually healed him for 15 points, not 14. So there's an extra point for him in there.
But if you said you had the whole 8, wouldn't that be 17? Because the Disciple of Life, right, gives you the 2 plus spell level. Or I guess that'd be 18.
8 plus 4 plus 3.
yeah, I
15.
mean, like you said, Castle's great. He hasn't felt.
Yeah, I didn't think it mattered anyways. I was just.
So these 2 kobolds, stunned from force damage, slide down the hill, are now at your feet. I don't know. Okay. They're gonna go. They're gonna kind of dust themselves off from prone, and the one directly in front of you is going to roll against you. All right. So he's going to take a swing at you with his kind of a slashing motion with a dagger. A 10's not going to get it done. The other one is going to I guess move a step. Is from prone to standing is half movement, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to use the last 5 feet of his movement to move next to you and take a slash at you with his dagger. And it's also going to miss.
Orange is too small to target.
Boom. Okay, so they went. The archer, or the guys on the driver's side are going to come up to the edge of the kind of snowdrift and try to chuck a javelin at Jaatuuli. 30. Because of the short distance, they're going to be at disadvantage. And I don't think it matters. The first one's going to miss. The second one, 16 to hit? No, right? Okay. So they're both going to miss. That's both of those. The kobold in the front, next, or kind of near Baldr, is going to slide next to him. And he's going to get up, slide next to Baldr, take a swing with his dagger. And a 6 is not going to get it done.
No, sir.
Okay, that's all of that. All right, cool. So, all right, Orryn, kobolds. Jaatuuli, 3 feet from grasping the top. Your full climbing speed minus math should probably get you there.
All right, I'll lunge up and take a bite for his belly.
the edge of the snowdrift that you are standing on is kind of precarious. So the movement to make the bite is going to be with unsure footing. So I'm going to have this attack roll be at disadvantage. Just you don't have sure footing to leap.
Okay. Oh, shit. Ah. God damn. 11.
Actually, yes. These kobolds are kind of sad.
What? Okay. Well, there's a hit, and I will take a chunk out of his belly for 9 damage, and I will eat the chunk that I took off for 3 temporary hit points.
That's awesome. All right. Well, you already did the job. So you leap on it. You rip out its belly and chew it. That's going to be it for that kobold.
Nice.
Yeah. The steam from all the blood starts kind of pouring up from the body. The other kobold looks absolutely scared shitless. On
Probably
to
like a cup of tea.
yeah. You're not supposed to pee your pants when it's freezing outside, but I don't think that matters now. Baldr in front with the other kobold, the one on the road.
Having stood back up shows me that he wants some more. That watching his buddy die wasn't didn't deter him enough. So I'm just gonna just cock back and swing with the staff again. Oh, and that one's gonna miss with an 8.
Yeah, it's not gonna get it done.
All right.
And what? You only get to use your unarmed strike if you actually hit something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's Baldr. Kelroth standing over Kessel, who, like in Monty Python, I think I'll go for a walk. He feels quite good. Almost.
Dead yet?
I'm not dead yet. Yeah, you will be soon.
Just a flesh wound.
It's actually I can, as long as I attacked, I can make my unarmored attack
Okay.
with him. Yeah, as long as I attack. Yeah, I don't have to hit. As long as I attacked.
Okay.
Use
So
the attack action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will. I'll go with a fist, and that will be a 12 to hit.
Yep.
All right. And that is shit. That is 7 points of damage.
All right. So, tell me how you cave this thing's face in.
I just having missed with the staff, I just drop it on the ground and just haul back and just cave him right in the eye socket, just straight for the eye, just to put him down as fast as possible.
Heck yeah.
You're literally going to cave its skull in. There's a sickening crack, like a large egg hitting the floor when you punch it, that you can even hear over the wind and snow. The axe beaks seem quite impressed. They give you kind of a victorious
Squawk.
I got to figure out what sound axe beaks make, so we'll just keep going with squawk. Yes, that's gonna be that. All right, Kelroth keeping the now spry and much more lively Kessel in
Took
check.
10
I
years
guess.
off. Is there? So there's still 4, right?
3.
There's
one,
3.
One on the ridge on the driver's side, and then
2
the
on the
2
passenger
that
side
were on the
ground.
ridge that are now on the ground on the passenger side.
Okay. So there's 2 on the passenger side on the ground, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna stay here and defend Kessel for now.
Kessel's still not back to 100%. Definitely kind of sees what time it is in the metaphorical sense, not the literal sense, and seems to kind of make a smaller profile behind your shield. As you
All
kind
right.
of
Yeah, I'm gonna defend him for now.
Yeah, as you get closer. Cool. All right, Orryn, those little fuckers are in front of you now, buddy.
Orryn is going to use Sword Burst once again. And DC 14 Dex save.
Alrighty.
I imagine it comes out of like a letter opener sized sword replica. He's like, but it actually does cut.
The kind that you have like in a drink.
I kept trying to think of something that would make sense as far as a tool. I couldn't think of anything too good, so just gonna look like a spell. That sounds good, like the letter opener.
They're both gonna fail.
2 force damage.
All right. They are not looking too well. All right. Orryn. Back to the kobolds. The one up on the ridge with Jaatuuli is going to give the most half-assed swing with a dagger that ever happened. And with no intention of connecting, does not. The one to Orryn's left on the ground is going to slash at him for no effect. And the one directly in front of Orryn is going to connect with a 19.
Yep.
And then that's the first time they've hit. I don't even know the damage for this. And it is going to do 2 damage with his pathetic little swing. All right, that's it for the kobolds. All right, Jaatuuli, I'm dying to know what you're going to do to this last one.
I'm going to take my axes and swing at him. So here we go. I got a 22 and a 24.
Yeah.
So let's see what kind of damage they take. So this guy takes 9 damage from the 2 axes.
All right, go ahead and let me know how that goes.
The first one goes through half of his throat. The second one takes the rest of the head off.
Are you not entertained?
Oh.
All right, so that kobold's down. Baldr in front. 2 dead kobolds. The ones behind you are probably 25 feet to the closest one.
All right. I kind of want to move probably like 15 feet-ish.
Okay.
And kind of like throw a dart in the air and just kind of use a kick to kick it at the one that's standing directly in front of Orryn.
Okay.
And I got to move because I don't have that good a range, but if I move close enough, I can be super deadly with it. So hence the kick.
It's like a meteor hammer.
Yeah, basically. So that's an 11 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. And that's another 7 points of damage.
All right, so go ahead and give me where this dagger hits this poor little kobold.
Just straight in the jaw, just pierced straight through his mouth. Just basically just stuck him like he was wearing like a bone, like a bone right through his mouth.
Nice. All right, so 5 of 6 kobolds down. Kelroth on the driver's side with the protected and suddenly feeling very good Kessel.
Yeah, there's just one left, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the one directly in front of Orryn.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna. I'll stay here and prepare or what's the name of the action? I'm going to hold healing word just in case this kobold like throws a critical strike or something. But I'm confident the other guys will take care of it. So I'm not going to do anything else.
Do you want to hold it for anybody in particular, or just we'll just say just in case somebody gets?
If hold it for whoever gets hit.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna be the end of you. All right, Orryn. You call these guys fuckers. There's one right in front of you. It is not doing well. Finish this bad boy off, buddy.
He is going to use sword first again.
I had a whole session of using magic missile last night, buddy. I'm totally with you. You're fine.
Well, I don't have any weapons. I don't have any damaging leveled spells. So this is about all I got. But it's DC 14 Dexy.
All right, here we go.
For now.
Yeah.
17. He's gonna pass.
Okay. Takes no damage.
All right, so the kobold's gonna hit you with his dagger. Uh-oh, that's gonna be a nat 20.
Ooh.
You are going to take a whopping 4 points of damage on his big dagger crit.
I don't know
Sucking
how
in
Warren can
deep.
stand.
I know. You okay? We need to take a
He's
break.
he's a little bit more woozy than when he drank the wine, but he can still go.
Okay.
Well,
that's
how
the
many
kobold.
points do you have left?
5 out of 11.
You what?
I have 5 points left out of 11.
All right. I'll use that healing word I saved up just for exactly the thing that I said, a critical strike. Let me
Way to curse the guy.
let me roll. Yeah, I know I cursed it, so now I have to heal you.
Man, you're really on fire with making saving throws today. Thanks, man. I needed that.
So I'm going to heal you with my healing word, which I can cast at 60 feet, for 11 points of damage.
So Orryn was feeling pretty tired, feeling like his muscles were aching and everything from the fighting. But all of a sudden, he feels like he just woke up out of bed.
On both, I've rolled 2 healing rolls, and on both of them, I've rolled the highest number.
Nice.
So there you go. I rolled an 8, and then I rolled a 4 with my healing word.
Orryn feeling especially spry. With
You're welcome.
Yeah, with the kobold still damaged in front of him. Jaatuuli up on the ridge opposite the final kobold, who's really reconsidering his life choices at this point.
Good.
I'm
You should
sure
be.
of it. How far away is he from me?
Pretty far.
Hold on. 10, 25, 60 feet in distance.
Was there a javelin near me that they missed me?
Yeah, I'll say that they had him staked into the ground, that they were just pulling them and chucking them. So yeah, 30 to 120 is a javelin, so you could easily throw it.
All right, I'll go ahead and pull a javelin up and throw it at him. Got a 14.
Yeah. And then the damage on a javelin is 1d6.
Plus my strength because it's a thrown weapon.
Okay, for you, yeah.
All right. So that's 6 points of damage.
So where do you hit this kobold with this javelin that you just chucked on a rope?
Center mass, and it goes all the way through.
Despite typically exit wounds being more gruesome than entrance wounds, a crushed, caved-in kobold sternum is a pretty traumatic sight. And for the spiritual amongst you, a big burst of steam comes out of his exposed chest as if his soul was escaping as the body falls lifelessly to the ground, and all of the kobolds are now dead.
Excellent.
You see me look down and say a little solemn prayer to the fallen kobolds.
Orryn will run to Kelroth. It's like, whoa, your healing powers are very awesome. Man, I was kind of feeling like I was in pain, but then I just felt like I just woke up. That is awesome.
You know, I do my best. You know, I don't know where it comes from, but I seem to be able to help people, so I'm glad I was able to help.
Yes.
Kessel gives Orryn a knowing smile, having just experienced the exact same thing. With all of the kobolds dead, and kind of a calmness about the area, Kessel decides he's going to try to get up. And first thing he's going to do is check his injured axe beak. Kind of look at the arrow, and he's gonna...
I can go over and I don't know. I'll just like try and tend to the wound. I'm not going to cast any spells. But I you know, just like tend to. I've got animal handling. I've got medicine. I'm gonna like try and touch up the wound.
I'm with you. Whichever one because basically one of you is going to hold the axe beak while the other one tears the arrow out. If you want to hold the axe beak while he tears out the arrow, animal handling. If you want him to hold the axe
I'll
beak
do the.
while you rip
He
out
can
the
hold the
arrow.
axe beak because he'll probably they're his pets, so they'll listen to him better.
Okay. Then give me a medicine check to rip this poor arrow out of the thigh of this thing.
I want to give him a hand with like as he's pulling the arrow out, but as he's pulling the arrow out, I want to just like reach up and touch the like where the arrow's going to come out, and then he's going to get 1 point of healing.
Okay.
For that, and
right.
like after he pulls the arrow out.
All right, give me.
Yeah, and I rolled a 14.
In a quick and sure stroke, you do rip the arrow out in one clean motion, not causing any further damage. The arrowhead wasn't designed or well crafted enough to be a problem when it came out.
Like
so
some barbed monster.
Yeah, basically just has like a kind of deep puncture wound. The 1 point of healing seems to kind of set it on its way. It seems to favor that foot a little bit, but these kind of determined creatures seem to be about it. And after a couple minutes, they're kind of ready to go. Kessel's back in the seat. And
I'm going to search the kobold, see if they had anything of particular value or note.
The ones in the like the road that were in the front, one of them has a like a kind of like a bunch of white silver hairs like tied together, about probably this long, tied together in the middle with a ribbon. One of them has a like a pretty large piece of red cloth, not the same color red as their sashes, and it looks like it was torn and not like cut away from whatever it came from. The two up on the ridge that Jaatuuli was ever so gentle with don't have anything, and the ones on the ground on the passenger side also do not have anything. The
little sashes they're wearing, they're all wearing them?
they're all wearing them.
They're not like of any value or anything. They're just like an identifying thing.
Designation of probably Kobold tribe.
Okay. And you said it's like a red and blue color or something?
Yeah, like a really deep red and a really deep blue. It's possible that they stole them from someone or something, but in an organized enough manner that they all had some.
The
Okay.
blips with the threads.
I guess I make a note of it, but I'm not going to take any of this stuff. I mean, it's not really of any value. And you said there was like a locket of hair?
Yeah, like whatever you would, like a small ponytail's worth of hair tied with like a ribbon.
Okay. Not like a scalp or anything. It's just like
It's literally
a
just
little bit
hair.
of something.
Yeah, it's literally just hair.
I'll take those.
Yeah.
Just two little, like the scrap of cloth and the bit of hair.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Okay. So like
Just kind of like stored away.
cool. Kessel seems reassured that he's ready to go. The axe beaks look good. And over the course of the fight with the kobolds and just the weather's getting incrementally worse. And it's almost entirely dark. There are no longer any lights. The moon is probably a night away from being full, but obscured by clouds tonight. So it is not, there's not a lot of ambient light provided by anything in front of you.
I asked Kessel, would it be safe for us to have light, or should we just travel in the dark?
Once we get out of this canyon, it's all downhill, and we'll have visibility of everything around us within miles.
Okay. Then, because I could create like a small globe of light if we need some light to get through this area.
Oh yeah.
No, it's only a couple of 100 yards, and then after that, we should be fine. And more than anything, Bryn Shander should be in sight.
All right. Well, I guess going in the cover of darkness is probably better. So I'll not do that.
All right, so let's go. I've had enough of this trip. I've been attacked by dogs and now little mini dragon things. I'm ready. I'm ready for a beer.
You really had some bad luck this journey. I'm sorry.
It's the life I've chosen, and the life you've chosen as well. Just comes with the terms.
I suppose so.
Right?
Just think about getting a shield. My shield's pretty. It's helped me a lot.
It's helped you too,
Just
bro.
throwing it
Like,
out
you
there.
don't even have one, and look how useful that thing was.
Yeah.
So Kessel's going to snap the reins to the axe beak. You're going to go over the last little bit of kind of an ascending part of the trail. And as you get to what is essentially the peak of the spine of the world, everybody except Jaatuuli for the first time has kind of put the pieces together of what everybody was talking about. It has a nighttime sky to it. Even the moon does little to illuminate it. The only real sight in the distance is the slight pale lights of a settlement at the bottom of the mountain, and towards the near side of one of the walls on the inside of the city, a larger fire than just like a torchlight or a lantern or a brazier is burning. And Kessel kind of sits at the top of the mountain looking over the majestic view. It has a beautiful frozen stillness to it, as if frozen in time. And you can see for miles barren tundra, a couple of little lights of settlements in the distance. But the most striking thing will be the kind of abnormally large fire that you can see within the walls of Bryn Shander. Jaatuuli, for you, you've only been gone a couple of weeks, yet somehow the tundra and the surrounding areas of 10 towns look more desolate, and even some of the animal traffic of wild beasts that you would have expected to encounter from Hundlestone to here have been absent. No tracks, no turned up snow from something walking. It seems like the dale is slowly dying. As Kessel, I'm sorry.
But this is a bad sign.
Yeah.
As Kessel snaps the axe beaks into motion after taking a beautiful view and look at Bryn Shander and beginning the final leg of your voyage, a snowball or two comes flying from the sides of the cart, not hitting anybody. You hear a slight giggle, a childish laughter that accompanies the flying snowballs. And that's where we are going to leave it tonight.
Ah, children. Ah.
It's your kin, Orryn.
Orryn
Oh,
wants
they-
to get in
yeah.
on the snowball fight.
You guys are awesome tonight. That was some cool shit. So well done to you guys.
Yay.
All right, let's go around the room. Let's get ready to get out of here. We kind of ran a little long tonight. I just wanted to get through that combat, so we are on the final thing to Bryn Shander. We will go the opposite way. We'll start with Lewis. Tell us about yourself, and I don't know, say something funny.
I am Lewis. As you saw, I've been playing Baldr this evening, who is a monk who, as you found out, can do the tiniest amount of healing. So don't ever count on it. Just know that you will not perish in my presence.
If
You may
need-
be in a lot of pain, but you will not perish.
If you need one hit point, I got you.
I got you. I got you.
All right, awesome. Landon.
I'm Landon. I've played Orryn, of course, the Rock Gnome Artificer. Definitely having fun with the stream, and I think I will continue to try to make Orryn very memorable for everybody.
Awesome. Already a kind of early fan favorite. Tenta, go, buddy.
I'm Tenta. I'm Jaatuuli, the Ice Lizard Man, and I'm having fun with it. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at RipTentaSqueeze. And yeah, just keep coming and checking us out. I hope to make Jaatuuli kill many more things.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start giving you things that you can't, or at least bigger, that I want to see fight. I want to see you fight in your own weight class, bro. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so far I've been hitting the lightweights.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's level 1, so there's bigger shit coming.
Right?
Don't
We
you
gotta
worry.
be light for this time.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I
then,
enjoy it while it's here.
let's do Dustin.
Yes, I am Dustin. I am playing a healer You know, nobody likes playing the healer, but that's what I'm doing. I'm a half-elf cleric of the life domain, so I specialize in healing, as was demonstrated today. I unnecessarily overhealed everyone I touched.
Well, the raid group will
Nothing
be
wrong with
upset.
that.
Yeah,
I know.
when we get the stats, the raid group will let you know that you're overhealing.
Yeah, you're
awesome.
wasting your magic. Stop it.
Yeah, you're gonna run
Wait
out
till
of
they're
mana.
dead and then heal them.
That's
Um,
right.
Awesome. So I'm Manny, at GrowedUpGeeks on at GrowedUpGeek on Twitter, Instagram, and here on Twitch. Dungeon Master and host this evening. When I'm not here, you can find me playing Algernon Altano on Mystery in the Dalelands on Monday nights at 7:30 on the Wily Hobbit Twitch channel. Tuesday nights 7 o'clock, DMing for these amazing players here. For Twilight Malediction. And in a couple of weeks, we hope to have announcements about more things that we're going to be doing here on the channel. So stay tuned for that. Everybody who tuned in tonight, thank you once again. From the bottom of my heart, it means the world to me that you guys came out and watched us play Dungeons & Dragons, mostly watch them be awesome and watch me just ramble on. So we're going to leave you guys now tonight. Thank you for watching. Check us out next week. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and here for any information that you need. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See y'all.
Woo!